Welcome to the most listened to golf in the world, the Fairways of Life show, on air, online, and around the world, with the most candid interviews, unforgettable stories, taking you beyond the ropes. Here's your host, New York Times best-selling author, Matt Adams.
You can't hurry up there. Tiger, rush it up
Run.
there. Yeah, run.
Run, Tiger, run.
Let me see you run up there, dog.
How far?
99.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Is it a wedge?
Why has he got
He ain't got another wedge.
What is he doing?
He's got a wedge.
What are you doing?
199.
He said 99 yards. I just said 99.
Can you have them all again?
No, I heard you say 99. Not 199.
I'm going to have to do some investigative journalism. What the hell just happened?
No, I heard 99 yards. I grabbed my 56 and I hit 100 yards. I saw that. What? 194 yards wedge.
That looks like a wedge.
I know, but he's at 99 yards. I didn't know it was 199.
He thought we had 99 yards.
Kids, why didn't you call a timeout?
I didn't see it until he took it back, and I was like, that's a wedge.
Okay, now what do we have?
We got 79.
Wow. That was great.
God.
Really nice to be on the other side of it. I obviously missed the first match, but it was not a good feeling leaving here a few weeks ago, getting shut out. So to come out and win a bunch of holes tonight was, more kind of how I hoped it would go, and fun to play some golf like that tonight.
Yeah, definitely something we needed after the first two matches, having not won very many holes at all. So that was what we were hoping for, and it was nice to kind of see it all kind of come together.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think the vast majority of people my age hold him as their golf idol. So I've actually never played with him before. I've played in a few tournaments that he's played in, but I've never played with him. I've played, group behind him, I think group in front of him maybe once. But yeah, I mean, anytime you get to be around someone that is that much a legend of the game, it's really cool. It's something that wouldn't have been in the front of my mind as something that was going to happen 10 years ago. But, I'd love for it to be in a tournament setting on the PGA Tour at some point as well. But if, I'll take what I can get. It's a cool experience.
I mean, I think it's been great. I think going into it, everyone just kind of had to be open-minded and glad that, with the hammer change and looking at, any ways to be able to make it, more exciting and more competitive. We could have maybe used the hammer change earlier on our end, but no, I think that's what's great about this being the first year. And like I said, everyone being open to, it evolving and using this as, I wouldn't say a test run, but being willing to, make some subtle changes and things that'll make it better. I think from what we saw yesterday and then definitely those three matches yesterday, it seemed like the hammer change, made it even more exciting than what it was.
I would say the same. Yeah, I've not changed anything in my prep. I wouldn't say so. Yeah, same for me.
Yeah, I mean, we come in and basically play a practice round. Since we came home from Torrey, a lot of time it's trying to balance, and it's not like you have a bunch of free time to just come hang out in here. Although it would be fun to just mess around in here a bunch, but I would say our prep for these three have been the same. Come in for a couple hours and at least see kind of what we're going to play that night and rest up and tee it up.
Were you guys paying close enough attention to realize Tiger grabbed a wedge when he was actually 199 away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What reaction?
It was like, that looks like a wedge. It was a little bit odd, but yeah. And it went like a wedge.
So I didn't actually see that part of the coverage. I had it on. But, Dom, did you actually see it happen as it was happening? Because from what I just saw from the highlights that Andrew opened the show with, is that it is standard operating procedure that a player will say to a caddy, what's the distance, and they drop the 1. Right? Do you have Nat sound on this? Here, back it up again.
Tiger, rush it up
Run.
there. Yeah, run.
Run, Tiger, run.
Let me see you run up there, dog.
How far?
99. Now, the difference here, of course, is when a player's on the course and it's a 199-yard shot, if he was confused and thought it was 99, it's impossible to have that confusion because you're looking at reality. Here, perhaps it was him looking at the screen, and then to see the reaction later on. I think Tom Kim's overdoing it a little bit. I didn't get it as that hilarious. I mean, it was, I don't know. I'm not sure how to process this, Don, with what took place. How did it go down when you watched this part of it live?
Well, I did see it live unfold, and I would say that my take is a little bit unique. I haven't seen it anywhere else. I don't. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I am suspicious that Tiger Woods did that on purpose. I really am.
Why? Because his team was getting crushed, and it's kind of like a highlight reel?
That's a simple version of it, but yes.
Okay.
I think he wasn't playing well. I mean, obviously his mother just passed away. You're going to hear from him later on. He spoke to the press afterwards. He's obviously got a lot going on in his life. Golf has not been at the forefront of anything right now. He put his clubs away for a while. And he did not hit the ball well last night at all. Obviously, it's in simulators and whatever, but it's kind of his league. It's Rory's league. It's their baby. They're trying to get it off the ground. They're trying to generate interest. They're trying to make it unique and different and fun and show more personality, not only of themselves, but of the other players on tour, and to do things a little differently. And I absolutely think they're doing all those things. And I think that video that you watched and the way that unfolded was very unique. It was funny. It was silly. It was different. The guard was down. Maybe he didn't do it on purpose at all. Maybe it's just how it unfolded. But either way, I think that that's precisely what they want it to look like. That's what they want TGL to become long term. This kind of banter, funny, the line between serious and competitive, and funny and silly and personality driven. So when I saw it live, I was immediately suspicious. Like you were mentioning, making that type of mistake is a little unusual for a tour player.
But maybe
so
not in that setting. That's the only thing that I'm throwing in there. You heard from the New York Golf Club, which crushed Jupiter Golf Links. And there's been a number of incredibly lopsided results. This one 10-3 ultimately when it was all said and done. So Tiger and the jovial Tom Kim and Kevin Kisner all addressed the media following, and as you might suspect, most of the questions and answers were provided by Tiger.
Go ahead, Tiger.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
I want to just pull up.
I learned that I had 99 yards. I hit a 100-yard wedge shot.
Oh, we didn't have 199 yards.
That was the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened. I can't believe that just happened. Well, I think that she really enjoyed watching me play, and it was awesome to have her in the stands and watching us play, and having the kids here and family and friends, and so it was a great moment, and I'm definitely appreciative of her being here. I had a hard time driving down here. I hadn't hit a golf ball since I played with the president, and just put everything away and shut it off, and I had a really hard time getting here, and then reliving all the moments that we've had. My mom, how excited she was to have Charlie Driver here. So those are some great moments and great memories, and it's been a hard process. Well, I think that they enjoy it, seeing their dad play and compete out there, and because in a normal event, you're not going to be that close and not going to have the sights and sounds of that you normally would in most sporting events. In most sporting events, you sit in the stands and you watch the players play. In our sport, the gallery probably walks more than we do. Well, hopefully next year we can expand on what we've done this year. We've learned a lot, and I think that we brought a great product to the game of golf, and sharing and spreading the game in a different way. And I think you see that with the players and their camaraderie and the experience and the joy that they have being with one another, and because we really don't get a chance to do that in our sport. For us to come together like this and play and have fun and entertain and support each other, it's just great.
Okay, so, I guess at this point the questions can be asked. Ricky was talking about it. They were like, well, what do you think about the start of TGL and how it's being received? I kind of feel the same. I know, and again, it's kind of where the golf world is at its top tier today. It's kind of where society is at the top tier today, where everything is viewed through our own individual lens. And to me, if people find TGL to be entertaining, good. I mean, I heard Billy Horschel on the way back from the gym this morning on the radio, and he said that their chief demographic is 18 to 34-year-old. That's no great surprise with that. That happens also to be the fastest growing demographic in the game of golf, both of which are very encouraging. So I look at it and go, it doesn't really matter to me personally. It doesn't matter to me if you like it, you like it. I don't see any reason why. See, that's the thing with where I'm getting at, where it's almost a societal thing, goes way beyond golf, way beyond sport. It's like if you like something, you have to hate something else. It's the same position that I have relative to live. Where I hear people criticize, they don't like this, they don't like that, they don't like this. Well, some people do like it. And I say, okay, fine. If you like it, you like it. Why do we have to tear down what somebody else likes if our preference is somewhere else? To me, like I've said to you guys a million times, I view golf instead it's top tier professional level as a buffet, and what you may find is rancid, like the anchovies. Will you eat an anchovy, Dom? Or is that the rancid part?
What's wrong with an anchovy?
Would you eat an anchovy? I know you weren't listening to me. I could see you looking all around.
Well, I'm working.
Yeah, whatever. You're working.
Yes, I've had anchovies. Yeah, I like to use it as a flavor enhancer. It's basically just salt.
Andrew thinks they're gross.
Okay.
As soon as I asked the question, he looked at you and he's like, I know what he's going to say.
You're interrupting my work for this.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what you're doing in there. We're on the air live, and Dom's like toiling.
I'm working. Where did
vacuuming the carpet. I don't know what he was doing. It's like, if you don't mind me interrupt you just for a second. So I kind of look at it and go, hey, it's the same thing where there's more and more of this discussion about people talking about where other people get their golf entertainment from, namely on YouTube. Whoever it is, trick shot artists or, a Fat Perez, whoever it is. And they try to cast a dispersion upon that as though I don't know. I don't even know what the angle is, whereas my perspective is on it. If you enjoy it, then how and why does it matter what anybody else thinks about it? That's the part that I don't get. So TGL is working for whomever it's working for. I mean, in terms of what I've seen so far, I've watched almost all of the matches. Not 100% all of the matches, but I've watched them all. And pretty much, to my eye, Jupiter Golf Links has played the worst golf of any of them. I'd say that gaffe by Tiger, if it was, Dom thinks it was premeditated. But I'd say the gaffe by Tiger in using a sand wedge from 99 yards when the actual electronic distance was 199. What I'm trying to figure out is from that view, go back to that wide view there for a second, Andrew. Does anywhere on those massive screens tell him the distance?
Yes.
Where?
Andrew, I don't know if you can zoom in on it, but right there where the yellow thing, it says 194.
Oh, you see right,
Not on
the
that
thing right in front of him.
So it says 194 in the top left there on the screen. And then if you zoom in, Andrew, I know Andrew's struggling, but
Andrew,
on the
right in the middle of
physical actual golf course screen, it also says
above
194.
the green. You can see where it says 194. He's like,
so I think Tiger said he looked over and he says, "What is that again?" Because I think he saw that it didn't say 99; it said 94, and he asked, and they told him 99, which is of course 199 probably to the flag stick or whatever. So, again, it's highly suspect. But again, I don't see it as bad. I'm not none of what I'm saying
Tiger
is
didn't have
complaining.
his contacts in. He wears contacts.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't think it's bad. Even if he did it on purpose, what's the big deal?
Right, whatever.
I don't care.
What I'm getting at is, and do you have standings for this, by the way? Because we're coming down to the wire. I think the 4th is the last event. Here we go. Ask and you shall receive. Bay Club. All right, are there points someplace that I'm looking at here? 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Boston Commons the worst. I said Jupiter Links was the worst, but Rory's team is the worst. Tiger's team has 1 more point. And then we just saw New York win last night. Atlanta Drive, who won on Monday night 1 of the 3 matches, and the Bay Club, who won 2 of 3, atop the leaderboard. So they have 6 teams, 4 make the playoffs, and they probably had to do that because how else are you going to balance it? I don't know. Is it just me, or does it seem kind of ridiculous if you have 6 teams, only 2 don't make it? I don't know. And then you're going to have a TGL champion. So if you like it, good. You like it. I don't see any problem with that. Hosting PGA Tour Live this week. I got to run over there today. We're doing production as soon as I get there. That's why I'm already dressed and ready for that which lies in store. That which lies in store for you guys. The Mexico Open at Vedanta, Thursday through Friday from 9 a.m. Eastern Time to 7 p.m. is when you can catch our coverage on ESPN Plus, Saturday and Sunday from 8:30 a.m. up until 6 p.m. again on ESPN Plus. That is coverage of PGA Tour Live. Network coverage of the Mexico Open Thursday and Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. on Golf Channel. Saturday and Sunday it's split. Golf Channel NBC 1 to 3 on Golf Channel 3 6 on NBC. The radio side. PGA Tour Radio on Sirius XM Thursday and Friday starts at 1 p.m. Saturday and Sunday starts at 1 p.m. So if you're looking for the coverage of the Mexico Open, you can see that it starts first and earliest at PGA Tour Live. As to those notable tee times, see those little asterisks there? These are groups that we'll be covering. I know that I'll be covering Joel Damon's group, Montgomery and Kim. That's Chan Ken. 9:03 a.m. These are Eastern time. McCarty, Riley, Grillo, 9:25. Kazire, Kitayama, Molinari. In the afternoon, this is what they call the linear window. So this is when the network comes on. Rye, Yeager, Knapp. Jake is the defending champion. Batia, Rogers, and Højgaard. That's Rasmus Højgaard. 205, Campos, Van Rooyen, List. You can see the other names in there, too. I was highlighting the ones that will be part of our coverage. If you look at 132, you see Padraig Harrington and Nicholas Højgaard playing alongside of Michael Kim, and he sent out a funny little thing on social media. Also kind of cool. Did we just become best friends? Maybe stepbrothers. Tiger Woods and Michael Kim. All right, LPGA coverage. You can catch that coming up this week. The LPGA, Honda LPGA Thailand, giving its formal name, Wednesday and Thursday from 10 p.m. So it's kicking off tonight until 3 a.m. And then Friday and Saturdays from 10:30 p.m. for those of you who want to sleep in until 3:30 a.m. is when you can catch the conclusion of the Honda LPGA Thailand. New rules have been announced with the LPGA. We're going to get to that in just a second. And it might be a template for pace of play in professional golf as the Fairways Live Show continues right after this.
I got ball fit in 2000, went on a little run. Then Bridgestone fit me again, and I went on another run. I just got fit again for the new Tour BX. The ball fitting's been helping me. Will it help you?
Every January, PGA Tour Superstore pros meet every manufacturer, learn about the latest equipment, log thousands of hours of training, and together hit over 100,000 balls. All so they can get you the perfect fit.
When you choose Newton shafts, you're choosing more than a product. You're choosing innovation, pride, and excellence right here in America. We pay attention to the minutest of details, and you can feel that in the performance of our shafts.
I think when you're training for other sports, or why most people go to the gym is so that they can have muscles and be strong and be healthy. And a lot of the reason why they struggle to play golf is their body doesn't move properly for them to be able to hit a golf ball. And when you're training for golf, it's a little bit different because you're focused more on flexibility and mobility and being strong in motion. When you're able to kind of have a warm up and have a workout routine and kind of gradually build up to where you're training your body to move properly, yeah, you're going to get a lot of big dividends on the golf course.
Our journey began with a simple yet powerful vision to provide the world with the highest quality Virginia-type peanuts. The Hubbard Peanut Company, where quality and tradition meet to create an unforgettable experience. Visit hubspeanuts.com to explore our full range of products and place your order today.
Super easy to hit. Introducing the new PXG Black Ops irons, our first game improvement iron.
It's a larger face heel to toe.
It launches the ball high in the air and really far.
Much higher levels of forgiveness. You set that club down, it creates a lot of confidence. It's supported by this X-Core column material.
And that's where you get improved ball speed. If you're looking for distance, forgiveness, and feel, Black Ops iron is going to be for you.
PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Stride by Zero Friction, the first of its kind personal caddy. Walk in comfort and style with Stride's remote and follow me technology. The Stride handles almost any terrain, and its 54-hole range will last all day. The lightweight design and removable front wheels makes it simple to handle. Plus, it easily fits golf carts. Pick up your Stride today at a local PGA Tour Superstore near you, or at zerofriction.com/Stride. Stride, your personal caddy.
We are proud to represent Newton Golf. These golf shafts make it easy to swing and easy to time your golf swing. Think about how many times that you're like, oh, I got in front of that, or I hung back on that. The Newton shaft with its elongated bend profile, it allows you to feel the shaft through the entirety of your golf swing. The Newton shaft has an incredibly stable structure, so it doesn't get away from you during your golf swing. Think about what I'm saying for a second. Everybody thinks about the big dollars and going out and buying a game. You can just change to a Newton shaft and find levels of performance that you haven't had before. They fit a wide range of players from tour level to beginning golfers at all swing speeds. Check out Newton Golf yourself so you can see just how good you can be. So, pleasure to have your company, folks, here on this Wednesday. As I mentioned to you, I'm getting ready to head out. As soon as I hit the ground, I've got to start working on pre-production for PGA Tour Live, covering the Mexico Open this week, and very much looking forward to it. It's always fun to cover these events, and we're on the air for so many hours. I think Thursday when we come on the air live, if memory serves me, I think tomorrow we're on at 8:30 or 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time, and we'll go all the way up until 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So what's that? 12 hours and change. it's not quite 10. It's 10 hours and change when it's all said and done, right? So hope you guys have a chance to join us for that. I think it's incredibly unique that we can do that. Tomorrow, what's today? Wednesday. So tomorrow night is the hockey game, Dom. Canada versus the USA. That's drawing a lot of attention. Did you get a chance to see any of those games so far?
Oh yeah, my wife is a massive hockey fan.
Good.
The Nations 4 League
Connecticut
or whatever
girl.
they're calling it. Oh yeah, so we've been watching all the hockey. It was it's fun to watch. Hockey's fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, big game tomorrow night with that. So I'm definitely going to be plugged into that after getting out of work. So you heard me mention the new pace of play rules that are being put in place by the LPGA, which I think were hastened along because the number one player in the world, Nelly Korda, was very outspoken saying, no, something needs to be done. This is not right. When players say that for their own tour, it makes a difference. Meaning that I've heard pundits and I've heard fans complain about the pace of play in professional golf, and sometimes I kind of shrug my shoulders and go, what's your angle here? What's in it for you? Right? When it is a setting that you can't get away from a player and you're set on that player and it takes forever, it can be annoying. I get it. So from that perspective, but let's take a look at what the LPGA is planning on doing. So the new pace of play rules. If you're over, the first thing you're going to get is a fine. The second thing, and you can see that the second's over, respectively. The second is a one-stroke penalty, and the third is a two-stroke penalty. The first one is old school, give them a fine, who cares? Right? Maybe it's a rookie, but the fine is how you appease the rank and file. The penalties, every professional tour player that you talk to will tell you the same thing. You want to solve slow play in the game, start assessing penalty strokes. Because when you start to assess penalty strokes, when players get pushed to one side or the other of the cut, or significant dollars on a leaderboard because they're taking too long, and I've said this to you guys a million times as an old golf course operator, I've never met a slow player who thinks they're slow. Right? At the recreational level, there's a number of different culprits. One of them is using a golf cart as a wheelchair, meaning that they pull up to the first ball. The other one is 20 yards away, and they sit in the cart. Pull between him and get out and go. Then there's the guy, usually the same, takes the rangefinder, looks at it with the rangefinder, has like 3 or 4 different clubs, looks at it with the rangefinder. Dude, it doesn't really matter. Your chances of hitting the greatest shot in your life is about the same whether you pick any one of those clubs and just hit it than if you study it like you're trying to make the cut or win the U.S. Open. Neither of which you are. Just go. So at a professional level, the fact that this from the LPGA now includes, as you guys can see, now includes strokes means something. The first level is meh to me. Who cares? Dom just was saying, did you say that on the air or just to me now?
Oh, that was.
He said on my headset they're going to double those fines and stuff.
So the fines are going to be doubled with every subsequent year if the same player keeps getting hit with the fine.
Good.
So if you get a couple fines this year because you're going 2 seconds over,
I'm telling you, the fines,
next year
fines
your
are
fine
not
is
the answer.
doubled. I understand.
Fines
I'm
are
just
not
saying,
the answer. Fine is what you do when you're afraid to take the action that you need to take. But then on the second tier, which is 6 seconds over, then you get the penalty. And they've got to assess the penalty. And they've got to be brave enough to do it to big names, and they've got to be brave enough to do it in big situations.
Yeah, I just hope that they do it. That's all. I mean, I think it's nice to see someone enacting something and trying to execute something. I just hope that they follow through with it and these players get fined with regularity. One of the things TGL has brought to the attention of golfers, in my opinion, is the slow play aspect. With that clock at 40 seconds starting and then going,
oh yeah,
and you
heartbeat.
get to see where all the
Boom,
you get to see the play. Well, no, you get to see the players go through their process. Almost every player I've seen on TGL feels like they're rushing because 40 seconds just is not enough time for them.
We should get a shot
and 40
clock on
seconds is.
Dominic.
Yeah, it's true.
We should do
40
that. We should
seconds
have
is just not enough time.
And after 20
and
seconds,
so,
you start doing a heartbeat, so he starts.
And
to
I
wrap
think
up.
40 seconds is what the allotted time is in the rule book, or somewhere in that neighborhood. So everybody's going too damn slow.
You just barely.
By the way, this LPGA thing that Matt is talking about, it starts, I think, at the Ford Championship, which is sometime in March, end of March, is when they officially start using the new policy.
Okay. Did you, by the way, do? You see me check my watch because I've got to run. Did you do a question of the day today, by any chance?
Of course I did.
Because I know you're busy doing all kinds of other stuff in there.
Yeah, things like the question of the day.
Oh, go ahead. What do you got?
Who will be world number 1
15 seconds.
by the end of this year? Andrew, put up the world rankings. Scotty Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, and then I have a fourth category, which is considered other or write-in. You tell me who you think it should be. Right now, the world is still on Scotty Scheffler's side. 65% are saying it's just going to be Scotty Scheffler. 10% say Rory, 5% say Xander, and 20% say other. And some of the people who've written in for other, we've had some people mention Bryson. A couple people said Ludwig Oberg.
Ludwig is fourth right now.
Correct. You can see in the standings right there on your screen. Colin Morikawa is fifth.
Oh, yeah, it's right there.
So it is right there. So, and then there's some other people complaining that the world rankings are a bit of a joke. But the reality is if you win major championships, you're going to get the most points. It doesn't matter what tour you're playing on.
Could you put that back up there again, Andrew? I want to see that relative to what Dom was just talking about.
What do you mean what I was talking
Fleetwood,
about?
Thomas. No, you're out of time. Matsuyama, Morikawa. Where is Bryson right now? What's he actually ranked?
So
13th,
the live
Andrew
guys
just told
obviously have they've sort of tumbled down.
So
but
for
keep
Bryson
in mind,
to get to number 1, I don't even know what that would take. I mean, somebody could do the math because he's going to get world ranking points in the majors. Would he have to win two of them?
If he wins a major, he'll get pretty close.
I don't think one will do it. Xander won 2 last year, and he couldn't overtake Scotty, even though Scotty won 1.
Yeah, that's why.
So you're assuming the combination is that Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, even Rory do nothing. Bryson wins 2 to try to get up there.
No, I didn't say.
There's an imbalance in the world ranking, as we've talked about a million times. Guys, why can't we figure this out?
Of course, that's 100% true. That being said, Terrell Hatton is on the Live Tour, and he has jumped up to 8th in the standings because he's participated in some European Tour events, and he's played very well there.
Oh, the DP World Tour events. That's right. He has played. Knows he's won.
So he's won 2 or 3 in the last, 10 that he's played, and he's finishing top 10 regularly, and he's pushed himself into the top 10 in the world without winning any majors at all. I'm not saying that's fair. There's still, I agree, there's still, like you're saying, there's still an imbalance. For sure there is. But you can't just blindly say that, well, they can't get any ranking points. That's just not true. They're going to play in 4 majors. Bryson will play in 4 majors, and he can play in some DP World Tour events if he chooses to. So, and you can still collect points that way. Anyway, that being said, where do you stand? Who do you think? Do you think that outside of Scotty, Xander, and Rory, with the current structure of the rankings, that anybody else could even do it?
Yes, I do. I do think so. But
who do you think that would be? Who's the best?
Those are 2 separate questions. The first question you asked me was, who do I think will be number 1 at the end of the year? And I still think it's going to be Scotty. I haven't seen anything that demonstrates that he will appreciably be less of a player than what he has been in the past. Unless that hand injury was a lot more severe than what we realize, and he has some type of residual performance issue from it through the healing process or otherwise, or lack of, then I can't see why Scheffler will suddenly become different than what he was, because there's different players, and sometimes you can tell when a player ascends to greatness however you define that. But if we define it in this case by being top ranked, by winning multiple times or winning major championships, pretty good definition, right? But when a player ascends to that, you could tell that they're kind of swept up in this kind of wave of great play, great confidence, etc. Do you get the impression that that's what's going on with Scottie Scheffler? Because I don't. I don't get the impression that Scottie Scheffler has significantly changed in terms of his overall persona or even his self-image, having accomplished what he's accomplished. In other words, he's not being consumed by the moment. Scottie Scheffler is, first and foremost, still Scottie Scheffler, the guy that goes home and is making Christmas dinner and cuts himself with a glass. Right? Where everybody initially, they're like, I can't believe he did that. Why didn't you get someone to do that for you? You're Scottie Scheffler. You made, a gazillion dollars last year. That's not Scottie Scheffler. He is who he is, and he apparently is the guy that he's always been. So for that reason, I don't see, unless someone plays incredibly impressive golf, and Xander's coming back. What did he announce down Bay Hill? That we're going to see him next?
Yeah, his target date, the target for Xander right now is being reported as currently. Yeah.
Okay. So unless he comes back or Rory starts to do something extraordinary, because you asked me about those two. I mean, truly extraordinary, because you have to beat the best, to overcome the best, you have to beat them, right? And I just don't see Scottie Scheffler going away. That doesn't mean that I'm going to say that Scottie Scheffler is going to win multiple majors or anything like that. I'm not even sure if he's going to win one major this year, but all he's got to do is hang around and be in the mix.
How long is the list of players, in your opinion, that have the ability or the capability to win 2 major championships this year?
I would say,
what is the list?
Bryson can do it. We've got the Masters, of course, at Augusta.
Andrew, do you have the list of where the tournaments are this year for the majors? I think we do.
You've got the PGA in Charlotte, Quail Hollow.
There it is. Yeah, there it is, Matt, up on the screen.
Oh, you got it right in front of me. You've got the U.S. Open at Oakmont. You've got the Open at Royal Portrush. So from the standpoint, I mean, you break it down by player. Let's start, because, again, I'll start with, I think Bryson...
Well, I'm just wondering if that list of players is that list of players like 4 or 5 or like 15.
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. So I would say Bryson can win anywhere. So Bryson at the Masters, he could do it, but I'm not feeling it. PGA Championship, he could win there. Oakmont, which is going to be a big golf course like it always is, he could win there. And Portrush. His play on links golf hasn't been incredible. So I would say, if it was Bryson, I would say PGA Championship and the U.S. Open. Right? Brooks, I would say the same. Well, he'd be 3. He'd be the PGA Championship, the U.S. Open, and the Open for Brooks. The last time we were at Royal Portrush for the Open, in 19.
Why are you like dispelling the
Brooks.
Masters as a thing that he could win?
Because the Masters is so much about putting, and it's so much about the nuance of the short game, that I think a player has to be exceptional in that area in particular, or that week, which both of them, Brooks more so even than Bryson in my mind, are capable of doing that week. So all of these guys, you start with the general brushstroke that says they can win all of them. So
obviously Scottie, Xander, and Rory are yeses, right?
For multiple.
They have the capability
for multiple majors. Yeah.
In 1 year.
And
correct.
obviously,
so is Ludwig and Morikawa?
Well, hold on 1 second.
5 and 6 in the
Xander is
world.
also, because he just did it. So he's obviously shown us that when he's on song, in full flight, he can do it. So he's one that I would put there. In terms of players to watch for major championships this year, I think Joaquin Niemann's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. I do think that Terrell Hatton can go out in a flash and do something. I would see him more along the lines of Port, but he's a great ball striker. I could see Tommy Fleetwood breaking through this year. Remember at Port Rush in 19, he was right behind Shane Lowry. A lot of people forget that. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him break through. I know it's a different question to say who could you see winning a major this year. Obviously, Ludwig, I could see winning a major this year and breaking through. And frankly, Ludwig, because he feels good physically now, which is an important consideration. He has now broken through and won. I think that Ludwig could go on once you get over the hump. Again, I realize this is his second win, but in the middle of that, he had that knee surgery, which a lot of people didn't know about or they forget about. But once you get over that hump now and you win the way that he won, to come from behind, to play the way he did, to etch his victory, I think that he could have a Scotty Scheffler-esque type of run in front of him. And he's very similar in my mind to a Scheffler in that I don't think he's all of a sudden discovering who he is and his place in the universe by going, wow, I can do this. Isn't this great? Which we see with a lot of players that end up shortly thereafter kind of flaming out because they start to play very well. They start to be one of the best in the world. They start to win a major championship, and they start to redefine who they are and what their expectations are.
What about Jon Rahm, who has honestly, he's sort of disappeared. He went to Live Golf, and he hasn't been dominant out there. And he's dropped in the rankings, obviously, for obvious reasons. With
His teams have done well. Jon Rahm is fueled by emotion. And at the majors, it is the ultimate cauldron of emotion. So I think it's different with Jon Rahm because
meaning that helps him or hurts him?
Helps him tremendously. I don't think that Jon Rahm's skills have gone away. I don't think what Jon Rahm's capable of doing has disappeared. And I think the most dangerous part of Jon Rahm is when he's got a big old chip on his shoulder. So yes, I do. And if I had to look at it and say, well, pick a Jon Rahm has won multiple times on links golf courses. Multiple times. He won at Port Stewart. He won at Lahinch. He's won in the desert on the PGA Tour. Not so much like links, but just in terms of that environment. He's won in the Middle East. So yeah, Jon Rahm's very.
So
much
I think your list is about 8 people right now.
And I could go on. I don't think that's the limit of it. That's the beauty of where we are with the game right now, and the potential of people playing well. You know, I brushstroked over Rory, but you're talking about Rory at the Masters. Again, it just seems like I think Rory. I'd love to see him come from behind. Right? I think Rory needs, when he gets his next major, he needs to be a stroke or two behind coming into the day or coming into the back nine. And instant magical could take place. But the weight of the Masters, because it represents a career Grand Slam, just seems pretty mighty. From there, you're talking about the PGA Championship. Quail Hollow has been a happy hunting ground for Rory forever. Well, I was doing the radio when he won his first event. When he sunk that bomb on 18 to take down Phil Mickelson, I was assigned to the group in front of him. I don't even remember who I was with. But I remember my day ended, and I said to my producer, hey, do you mind if I hang out here to watch Rory finish? And so I crouched down beneath it was actually one of the CBS cameras. They have those big, huge, like, studio cameras right on the green. So I sat underneath the thing because you could get an unobstructed view there and watched Rory bomb that. So Rory at Quail Hollow, yeah. You know who else has had great success there? Justin Thomas. He's hitting the ball well. He's playing well. He's another one that I'd throw into the mix. Oakmont is about driving the golf ball first and foremost. Drive for dough and putt for show, even though the greens are lightning fast, and they will be. So it's going to be a short game clinic there too. But you first have to get there, and that's going to be about power. Oh, you're talking about Rory McIlroy. You asked me about Colin Morikawa. Colin Morikawa wins when his putter is even somewhere around average, even 60th in Colin Morikawa. I'm talking about in the field, in putting, Colin Morikawa can dominate because of the strength of his ball striking. But back to Rory, Oakmont would seem like it's a pretty good place for him. Royal Portrush, let it slip through his fingers last time. Remember? Opened with an 8. I was assigned to him that day, too. I was assigned to him both days, Thursday and Friday. And I got to tell you, that Thursday, with him fighting to make the cut, was one of the most emotional things that I've seen in a golf course, save for a Solheim Cup and a Ryder Cup. The way tens of thousands of people were pulling for Rory, and Rory came away, if you remember, afterwards, and got very emotional and wept, and he said he was reminded, he realized that what he does is not just for him. A member of Rory's camp, an individual very, very close to him, told one of my broadcast partners that week that it was just too much for Rory. To have the Open in Northern Ireland right down the road was just too much. It was just the emotions of the weight of the whole thing overtook him. And we got what was awesome with Shane Lowry from the Republic of Ireland winning that week. So could Rory get it done at Royal Portrush? Different mindset. Few years on in terms of maturity. Well into his 30s now. Yeah, good. Not just Rory. So it's the way the table is getting set for the majors in 2025 is incredibly competitive. There's little doubt about that. All right, folks, I got to run. I will be with you next. You can find me on PGA Tour Live and ESPN Plus starting bright and early tomorrow morning and through the week. We'll be back with you again next week. Looking forward to your company until we are back with each other. Be well. Goodbye for now.
In Ireland, golf is more than just a game. Come and experience our world-famous links courses and our world-famous Parkland courses, all set alongside world-famous scenery. And visit our world-famous historic sites. And while you're here, enjoy our world-famous hospitality. Fill your heart with Ireland at ireland.com/golf.
Ben Hogan Golf Equipment is back. Established in 1953, we serve golfers who demand excellence of their equipment. Designed by the game's best engineers, forged in the world's best foundries, and built to order in the USA. Don't settle for off-the-rack disappointment. Elevate your game with custom clubs at direct-to-consumer pricing. Exclusively at benhogangolf.com. That's benhogangolf.com.
The best feeling iron I've ever hit. Introducing the new Gen 7 irons, the greatest leap forward in irons technology, in performance, in PXG history. Our new quantum core material explodes off the face. Are you kidding? The Gen 7 irons deliver groundbreaking new levels of forgiveness, speed, distance, and feel. That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that trajectory. Just phenomenal. Gen 7. It doesn't get any better.
PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Baseball? Nah. Football? Done it. I think I'm going to go after PGA Tour.
Playing on the PGA Tour is not easy. But you know what is easy?
Hitting the 524 series from Tour Edge. Hitting linebackers and home runs used to be easy.
Out here, you're going to need all the easy you can get.
Introducing the 524 series from Tour Edge. The easiest clubs you'll ever hit. Even the best players in the world can use a little easy. I like the sound of that. Look out, PGA Tour. Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
What would your ultimate golf experience be like? Just you and a friend? Or would you round up some buddies for a foursome? Just one day? Or an entire week? There's a good chance your ultimate golf experience could be Michigan's magnificent 10. 10 incredible courses set among 3 remarkable resorts. See for yourself. Book your ultimate golf experience today.
Our journey began with a simple yet powerful vision to provide the world with the highest quality Virginia-type peanuts. The Hubbard Peanut Company, where quality and tradition meet to create an unforgettable experience. Visit hubspeanuts.com to explore our full range of products and place your order today.
Every January, PGA Tour Superstore pros meet every manufacturer, learn about the latest equipment, log thousands of hours of training, and together hit 100,000 balls. all so they can get you the perfect fit.
When you choose Newton shafts, you're choosing more than a product. You're choosing innovation, pride, and excellence right here in America. We pay attention to the minutest of details, and you can feel that in the performance of our shafts.